defense for 5 turns. Yo. Yo. That's actually really good. There were just not enough people yet. I usually wait until we have like a good enough like viewership. Because if I start one now and then like nobody places down units, we can try. We can try a battle. I mean, we're still at the start of a map, so like the battles are going to be easier. Let's do it. Let's start one. I wait for more people to roll in usually. Let's start one and see how it goes. I mean, there's not that many enemies on the field right now. They're level 20 though, so it might not be super kind of good. We'll see. And I mean, worst case, if we fail a bunch of times, like they start lowering the enemies, and then we can probably win a few times. Okay. Well, I mean, that's it for now. We won't do other. I don't want to farm anymore. Let's go back to normal. Gonna save. And now we're gonna go. Story-wise, there's a bunch of like side stories. We're probably gonna end up watching a bunch of those for a little while. I'm sure that they're voiced too. While out training, Yuet recalls a promise she made to Roland before the war began. Let's go. Plus, that will get us back into the mood.
At it again, eh? You know, even the Dawn Spear set down his weapon on occasion.
We are at war. I cannot hope to end it by being idle.
Spoken like a true member of the Kingsguard. You lot were always too serious for my tastes.
We were not serious enough. Where is the king we were meant to protect now? What will become of his kingdom?
I mean, you do have a new king now, though.
King Regna and Crown Prince Franny are no more. Only Roland and Cordelia remain. When I think of how lonely my charge must feel, I almost feel smothered by the guilt.
If he's lonely, he hides it well. Could be that losing his princely obligations has lifted a weight off his shoulders.
And who are you to speak on his feelings? His father ever doted on Franny. He knew precious few moments of his mother's love before she passed. Even so, he tried his utmost to never show weakness in front of his sister. He was there for her in the worst of times. There was never a place near the throne for him. Truth be told, Sir Maxwell was more of a father to him than anyone. I'd like to think I have been more than his guard. Oftentimes, I felt like his confidant.
You and Flugy are constant companions.
As I said before, my prince, he is more than my companion. He is the truest friend I could ask for.
A true friend? I must admit, I envy your relationship.
My prince, I did not mean to.
'Tis nothing to apologize for. I simply find the idea of soaring the skies with a true friend to be somewhat romantic.
You could do the same with the proper training. If it pleases you, my prince, I would gladly teach you.
You would? Then I gladly accept. I trust you will go easy on me.
I can promise no such thing. You must become as ferocious as a hawk yourself if you wish to ride one.
Nice. And now he rides a horse.
War broke out soon after that. My promise to teach him is yet unfulfilled. So I will train, I will fight, until the skies are no longer clouded by the fires of war. Only then can I rest. Only then can we fly free. Perhaps then, with the wind in our faces, we can forget our stations, our titles, if only just for one moment.
What was that last part? You'll have to speak up.
Nothing. Nothing at all. Yes, it's back to training for me.
That was a fun little side story. There's like 7 more too. Yuet brings Ezana to the woods to show her something, but what could it be? I like Yuet. She's a cool character.
Tell me, why did you bring me all the way out here?
Was something unclear in my explanation?
Well, truth be told, I was clutching to the hawk for dear life. I could not make out a single word of what you said.
Well, then perhaps it's best to simply show you.
What? Who? Oh, it can't be.
Izana, my love. I'm overjoyed to see you unharmed.
You're alive. Where have you been? I looked for you. I looked.
I caused you worry, and for that I am truly sorry. I went to meet you, but on the way realized that you were being followed by Hyzant's watchdogs. I threw myself at them to serve as a distraction. You managed to escape, I see, so my efforts were not in vain.
You fool! You should not have worried about me. What did they... What's wrong? Are you wounded?
The goddess of salt has scant mercy for those who have renounced her. The marks her scorn left remind me of their presence on cold nights like this. The night I escaped, I fled to my home. However, I returned to naught but ashes. So I fled further, deep into the mountains. There I found refuge with a kindly old woman, where I've lived ever since. Until now, that is.
You asked me for my assistance, and I am as good as my word. I hope my efforts did not disappoint. I expect you two have much to talk about. I shan't disturb you any longer.
Mistress Huette here explained to me how you've come to be in their service. I would give anything to aid you in your fight, but...
Say no more. Do not worry, my love. Leave everything to me. I shall bring this war to an end, so that no more innocent sacrifices are made upon the altar of faith. But for now, let me spend this night by your side.
Ryu speaks to Serenoa about having a noble imprisoned without the Lord's permission. Oh, the one we imprisoned earlier. Oh.
Lord Serenoa, may I speak with you?
Sure.
About that noblewoman, yes? Eridor's told me what happened.
Forgive me. I know that I should have waited for your orders before acting. But I could not leave that woman to her devices. The longer the war goes on, the more the people suffer. I imagine their feelings toward their rulers must be souring. In spite of this, that woman tried to use your name to wrest their food away. Had we let her go free, people would have thought she was acting on your orders, and their mistrust of you would have only grown. I believed we had to show them that soldiers stand for justice, and acted. I accept whatever punishment you deem fit.
There will be no punishment, for you have committed no wrong.
My lord.
Anna looked into her. It seems that woman's ill repute dates back to her days in Glenbrook. Likely, she thought to obfuscate her misdeeds in the Crown City by hiding within my troops. But she wasn't able to conceal her true self in the end. I suppose she thought to earn my favor with the stolen food. Unfortunately for her, she misjudged my principles.
Lord Serenoa.
Forgive me for my oversight in this matter. I shall take all necessary precautions to ensure nothing like it happens again.
So, you aren't upset with me for throwing a noble woman in jail?
No.
Had I been in your position, I would have done the very same. For her misdeeds in Glenbrook and the crime you caught her committing, I shall order her banished at once. She will never again be welcome in the Wolfort domain. Let it serve as a deterrent to any others who would prey upon the common people. It is rare that I meet someone so committed to holding those of high birth accountable for their actions. I hope you will continue to do so. House Wolfort must be a house the people can trust.
Of course, my lord. You have my word.
Man, I'm such a good lord.
I knew I made the right choice.
Yes.
Unlike Patriot, Lord Serenoa is a man worth serving. Yes, I finally found where I am meant to be. I cannot rest on my laurels. Yes, I must serve my new lord as best I can.
Yes. Can't believe Patriot is still there. Like, we should have removed him, man. While paying a visit to a nearby village with Serenoa, I forgot how he pronounced his name, Yen? Yen's finally realized what he can do as a blacksmith. I think it's Yen's. Or Ian. Yeah, Ian's.
This place was host to a battle not long ago, wasn't it?
We have come here to help. Let us offer what relief we can.
I never imagined the war would spiral this out of hand. Before the fighting started, all I cared about was becoming the realm's greatest blacksmith. I dreamed of forging the perfect weapon, a testament to strength. But what is strength, truly? Of late, I have pondered much on that question.
And have you arrived at an answer?
Well...
There they are! Thanks for the sweets you gave us. Hey, let's play a game!
Very well. What shall we play? Apologies, Ians. You may return.
Ians.
You needn't wait for me.
Come on! Over here!
I believe I may have found my answer, Lord Serenoa. Courage, kindness, warmth that kindles a smile upon a child's face. The fortitude to keep fighting, no matter what trials you may face. Through it all, your heart remains unbent and unbroken. That is what will end this war. You, my lord, and the unmatched weapons you carry within you.
Hey! You should play with us too!
If you insist, here I come!
Aww. That was cute. It was a cute scene. The former saint has only one regret left in his heart.
Who in their right mind sends an old man on a scouting mission? Oh, goddess take me. I can't wait to retire. Of course, I can't very well do so until the war is over.
What will you do once it is?
I can't say I have any plans in particular. But there is one regret I'd like to remedy. I'd like to find my first love. I still dream of her, even all these years later.
Huh.
She was the general of the Frosty forces during the siege of the Citadel of the Sands. The turning point of the Salt Iron War, that was. I never learned her name. We were enemies, yes, but it was clear from the battle we waged how much we admired one another. She caught a beautiful figure on the battlefield. Her every movement was majestic. More than anything, she was a fearsome warrior. Truly, there is none in the world like her. I wonder what might have been had we met in a tavern instead of as enemies.
I see. I hope you can find her then.
As do I. As do I.
I was gonna say, like, isn't she the...
Well, looky here. Easy mark.
She could be the old lady that's like in the mountain, or she could be
wise
the
up.
old lady that's like we recruited recently. Or maybe she's dead.
He saw us? Well, we're too far away. Ain't humanly possible. Monster!
How did you sense those bandits from such a distance?
Rats like that will never get the better of me. Until this war is over, I've only begun to fight.
I mean, they weren't that far, to be honest.
Ah, that's it. I know what I'm going to do when we're done fighting. I'll travel the land till I find the Frosty general who caught my eye. It's strange, but I sense her presence wherever I go. Might be she's closer than I think.
Yeah, it's the woman we recruited. 100% it is.
If that's the case, I'd better do what I can to end this war, and fast. Time to work twice as hard for an early retirement.
100% she is. She's gotta be. Narv heals an injured child with his grandfather's magic.
Damn it all. At this rate, I'll never come close to carrying on Grandfather's legacy.
Obviously voiced by
Maybe
like
I
a
was never destined to be a great mage after all.
female voice actor, but playing a dude.
It hurts.
Oh no, the poor child's fallen.
Hey there, are you hurt?
Ow! It hurts so bad I can't even stand.
Not to worry. I'll fix you right up. So dry those tears.
Really?
Yup. The pain will disappear like magic. You'll see.
Wind attack! And then like he just spins around.
Wow. It doesn't hurt anymore. Thank you, sir. Grandma, look! My leg's all better now.
Well, I'll be. Thank you so much for healing my grandson.
You don't need to thank me. This is nothing.
Those robes. You wouldn't happen to be a student of the Archmage Grandante, would you?
How do you know
my
him?
Grandfather?
Wait, how?
Oh, of course I do.
Hey
What a great
lads, what's
man
up,
he
man?
was, always using his magic to help those in need, much like you. I was just one of many whose lives he saved. Why, that was over 30 years ago. I lost my house to the fires of war and nearly my life along with it. But he quenched the flames with his spellcraft and healed my burns. Had it not been for the Archmage Grandante, I would not be here today. I am forever in his debt.
Really good, lads. Really, really good. We're watching a bunch of like side stories before we go on with the main story of the game. We just finished grinding as well, so we've got like a few more levels and a few upgrades to our team. But yeah, the game is super, super good. We're on chapter 15 out of 20, so we're getting closer to the end. We're still in the late game. We're not yet in the end game. I think the end game properly starts at like chapter 17. So we still got like a little ways to go before we reach like the actual kind of ending.
Even though Grandfather's name was erased from Hyzant's records, his memory lives on in the people he helped.
It sounds like he was a truly amazing man indeed. And I know he would be proud of you for following in his footsteps.
Do you really think so?
I do. And I have no doubt that one day you will restore the glory to your grandfather's name. No matter what the Ministry does to erase his existence, his spirit lives on through you.
Right. But I must keep practicing, that I might help even more people with my spells. Just watch me, Grandfather. I'll restore the honor of your name if it's the last thing I do.
Hey, Terajima, good morning. Laz, did you end up fixing your issue that you had yesterday? I didn't see an update like on Twitter, so like I'm not sure. Like you might have posted, but I didn't see. You did? Oh, great, fantastic. Piccoletta tries to bring joy to the children who have lost their will to smile during the war.
Oh, however will we carry on?
Where's our house, Mama? Did the fire eat it?
They're just like me.
Piccoletta.
They lost everything. They're sad and hurting and don't know what to do. Sitting there all alone, I thought I'd never smile again.
This is fine. I love it.
That's when you and the others found me. You told me I threw my ball so well. Hearing that made me so happy. I felt warm inside again. I realized I wasn't alone in the world. And now it's my turn to do the same.
I need to see if my emote artists can do animated emotes or not.
Wow! Look, Mama! She's amazing!
What are you doing, miss?
I'm juggling. Do you like it?
It's incredible! I wish I could do that too!
Me too!
Well then, why don't I teach you?
Piccoletta is just like a troop leader. She brought joy to those children. She turned their sadness into a smile to cheer up others. That child can be a ray of light, warming the hearts of those bereft of hope.
Come one, come all! Behold, Piccoletta's Circus! The greatest show in all the land!
I have a bunch of ideas for emotes. Now it's the matter is money now. Like before it was like I didn't have any ideas for a little while. I didn't know what to do. Now I have a bunch of them. I just don't have enough money now because too many games are coming out. But there's a few emotes coming soon. Medina goes to assist some nurses in dire need of aid where another critical choice is laid before her. Okay, well.
Thank you for journeying all this way to assist us, Medina.
I fear the healers in this region are otherwise occupied today. You have my apologies.
I would, and I would not at the same time. It's weird. It's like, it really depends on like what you prefer in games. The big thing with Octopath is the story is a bit disjointed. Like, it's a bunch of different stories and they don't really kind of mix together. So you have like 8 different stories with multiple chapters each, but they're kind of like their own thing. They don't really kind of like gel in the end. So if that doesn't bother you, then sure, because the combat system is fantastic. It's really fun, and the stories in themselves are good. There's another caveat though, is it's extremely long. It's a very, very long game, so you have to keep that in mind. And the other thing is, there is a true ending to the full game, and the problem with it, it's like, let's say you finish a story at like, I'm gonna throw numbers out. It's not exactly that, but it's gonna give you a rough idea. Imagine you finish the game, you're like level 50. The final boss you have to kill for the true ending is like level 99. So you kind of like have a massive, and I mean stupidly massive, amount of grinding to do to be able to get your characters high enough to be able to beat the boss, the final boss, to get a true ending. So which adds a ton of gameplay, but to me it's like empty gameplay, right? Like, it doesn't provide you with any more story or anything like that. It's just like, here, just go into the world and just beat monsters senseless for like hours and hours and hours. So there's that too. Like, a lot of people got annoyed by that. Some people found the challenge to be kind of cool. I personally wasn't a big fan. I didn't actually finish the game, and I didn't, even if I did, I would probably just watch the true ending on YouTube. It's probably what I would end up doing, because the whole like grinding for like a little bit of grinding in a JRPG is fine, but like a stupid amount of grinding like that is just kind of weird to me. Like, it's too much, you know. I draw a line at some point, and that's just, it's too much. Like, and the thing is, it's the same devs that made that game, that made the game we're playing right now, Triangle Strategy, and it suffers a little bit from the same things. There's like the missions you do in this game, like the story missions and stuff, don't give enough XP, so you have to do a whole bunch of like side battles. And the side battles, unlike FF Tactics back in the day, where you just like walk on the map and eventually you trigger like a random battle, and depending on the environment you landed on, there would be like a random enemies that would spawn. It could be monsters, could be just bandits, could be a bunch of different things, which made every battle different and interesting. So even if you were grinding, it still kind of, it didn't feel so bad. In this game though, it's like you have a whole bunch of like fake battles, scenarios, and they're always the same. So if you pick one battle scenario, it will always be like, every time you load in, the enemies will be in the exact same position, and they're going to be the exact same enemies. Also, like in this game, there's no monsters, so you only fight other humanoid enemies, so it kind of like limits the variety. And the other thing is, it's almost always better to just spam the highest level fake mission you have available to you, which means that you end up doing the same battle over and over and over and over again to get XP, which gets really, really boring after a while. So it's so like, it seems like this studio has like an issue with grinding. It seems like they don't seem to be, either they really love grinding, or they're really poor at balancing out the amount of XP given. I would have much preferred the grinding to be completely optional if you want to have materials to upgrade your weapons, and then you could always be the correct level if you went into just the story missions. You just focus on the story, you're always at the correct level, and if you want to do the extra thing to get better weapons or whatever, then you do the grinding. That would have worked better for me personally, but you know, whatever. it is what it is.
No need to apologize. You may call on me whenever you're in need.
I have 2 wounded here. One of our own, and an S. Frosty.
The cause of all our strife in the flesh.
treating the enemy first. Have you lost your mind?
His wound is far more grievous. We must tend to him or he will die.
What fealty have we to those who robbed us of our king? Who would drive us to ruin?
We may have no fealty to his nation, but we have a duty to him, as a man whose life depends on us. Leave your talk of allies and enemies on the battlefield. It has no purchase in a place of medicine. So long as I practice the healing arts, it is my duty to save them both.
Very true.
They should be able to get some rest now.
That was incredible, Medina. I am sorry for what I said earlier. I was not myself.
All is forgiven. At one time, I would not have challenged you.
Would that I had your courage.
You can. Simply keep your desire to help those in need first and foremost in your mind. The rest is sure to follow.
Like, it wasn't his fault that like his country went to war with the other country, and even if he was like a bad guy, let's say that he did like some terrible things, you still heal him and then you put him in jail.